like it. Hola, bonjour, konnichiwa, ciao, guten tag, annyeonghaseyo, hola, привет, ni hao, salom. Is I, Deja Vu, welcomes you to the Deja Vu Film Festival with an open heart and eyes really wide open. Hope you get what you are looking for tomorrow, today itself. Let's begin. Recently, I was watching a web series called Only Murders in the Building. I was so fascinated by the idea of three strangers coming together to form a beautiful relationship and to solve a murder mystery that just happened in their building. It kind of gave me an idea that I can also start my own journey where I can share my own beautiful stories which are really close to my heart by doing podcasts. So here I am doing my first ever podcast, Deja Vu Film Festival. I have decided to divide it in 10 chapters. I really hope that I enjoy making it and you enjoy listening to it. So let's begin the story. Chapter 1, The Origin of Wolf. It is a chapter about three TV shows, or shall I say, the pieces of my heart which have built me and nourished me throughout my life. I have seen them at different times of my life, and I can say that the most influencing and inspiring and giving me all kinds of energy, soul, and power to rise above all the difficult times of my life are these TV shows, and they are the reasons where I am now. And even though the world has now turned upside down completely, but still that inner strength of fighting or surviving comes from these pieces of art created by godly people. And these TV shows are Game of Thrones, Vampire Diaries, and Stranger Things. Chapter 2, Unsung Paintings of Art. It is a chapter about three TV shows and one newspaper. First TV show is Good Morning America. This show has become family to me, and about the experience that I get whenever I watch it. Very early few episodes that I watch, I can share you the experience how I felt. Like it times I felt like I was at home with people whom I really love, and they are telling the stories that are happening around the world and at the home of America. And you don't feel any kind of burden or any that kind of negative thing. You just feel positive and love and everything. And then there can be times where they can bring you a Lionel Messi after winning a FIFA World Cup right in front of you to talk to you, even if he doesn't want to talk. They can become so big all of a sudden at times. So that family and being part of that family, I don't know how to describe that feeling. The newspaper is the Times. I have to say the first thing first, and it is that the New York Times is the best and greatest newspaper of all time on the entire planet. But I have to also mention the confession that the Times has become the second most favorite newspaper of mine of all time on the entire planet too. And if I have to compare the love between these two in currency, I can give you an example. Like if the New York Times is a big billion checks, then the Times is that beautiful 20 rupees note with which you can fill your stomach enough to go to a war if needed. And also you can celebrate a birthday of your friend where you can fill some part of your stomach with good food. Even if you have not eaten for days, you can still feel the joy by spending that 20 rupees note. So that 20 rupees note has become the Times for me. And I will always keep spending and earning that 20 rupees note and the beautiful the Times. Second TV show is Real Time with Bill Maher, and I can't believe how on earth I was not aware of the TV show and the man himself, Bill Maher. I think if I ever get to see a future where I am old, I feel like the most ideal man that I can even imagine to be like is Bill Maher. The kind of human being I would like for me to be in the future when I turn 50 or 60 is him. And he has really become family to me. And I hope the journey of this family continues to grow and grow further in life. Third TV show is Saturday Night Live, and I have to confess my guilty regret that I feel the most sadness or the regret of not being part of it earlier. It is a train ride where I feel like I should have got into many years ago, but still it is fine. And it is okay. In the end, I think I have got where I should have, where I deserved. And if for anything, my future self should be proud of me for giving him a ticket and a family of Saturday Night Live, and the ride of beautiful train and beautiful journey of the show. And be thankful to me. I can only say that. Chapter 3, Blu-rays of Art. I have to start this chapter with two beautiful stories. First, Wonder Woman 1984. I could talk about the movie for years and years, but this is not about the movie. It is about the beautiful and the biggest day of the year for my life, for my entire life, the Takuma Yom Day. And I don't think I would have any other better way to celebrate the first ever Takuma Yom than watching Wonder Woman 1984. So this is the first story. And the second story is about Sinner, the greatest art of the year for me, which released this year. And it is also not about the movie itself. It is about me not knowing it that time that it is going to be the first step towards me going to my salvation, and going on to be really grateful and fortunate to be able to celebrate the first ever Takuma Yom. And now I look back and see all those outcomes and possibilities of events that could lead to the first ever Takuma Yom. I can say that this was the first step towards me, towards the salvation for me. And it it is going to be the story that I will always cherish in my heart, and I will always be never tired of singing songs about the beautiful movie. Now let's talk about the movies that I have seen on the big screen. And the first ever movie that I watched this year on the big screen is the greatest experience of the year for me. It is Snow White, and I think I will be definitely going on to make a certain my own version of project to describe how much I enjoyed, and how much happiness, like all kinds of things that I can't put in words. I got to feel while watching the movie. So I will give my absolute best to justify the ride, and even like in Instagram reels or YouTube videos short, I get to see a certain character played by a woman, who she plays a evil queen from Disneyland. And I don't think like in actual real world there will be any other woman who can play evil queen better than her. At least I think so. And to see her, and then remembering what Gal Gadot did in the movie, I feel like there is that difference of flat surface of earth, and the infinity of sky and universe. So it is really important for me to do a pure justice to the feelings and the story of the beautiful ride that I went on. So yes, this is the first one, and the second is Mission Impossible 10. I call it 10. It is 7th or 8th, I guess. But yeah, I got to watch the last part of this magnificent and a series of movies that I have been fortunate enough to watch throughout my life, since very early age of my life to now, to watch the last part of it. Life has really come a long way. Like how can I describe a thing that has been so much part of my entire life? Like I don't think I will be like in terms of movie, like on the basis of a pure movie. I don't think it is a finale. I feel like they very smartly and very like artistic way they choose an ending where you can call it no end. Like it is an end, but with no end. You can always expect anything from it. So I don't believe in it being a finale of the series. It could have been it should have been compared with the James Bond final movie of Daniel Craig, which I feel was the best finale of any spy character, or any that sort of character that can be enjoyed, or that is known to people. But since it is not a finale, I don't think it is needed to compare it with the Daniel Craig's James Bond finale. About experiences that I felt during the movie, like I don't know how can I share the actual emotions and feelings that I got to feel while watching the movie. I remember when I saw the first few montage of, or the first few snippets of all the past movies of the entire franchisee. This the joy, and like I have never watched any Mission Impossible movie on the big screen in the past. It all has been either on laptop, mobile devices, or television. This was the first time, and to experience all those great scenes and cool moments really close to my heart. Moments on a big screen for the first time was a really heavenly great experience itself. And about the actual movie, I don't think I will ever be able to forget the entire sequence of Tom Cruise confronting himself to the entity, the origin of entity on underneath the ocean. Like the entire sequence of him going down, like him jumping in the ocean, like that whole sequence. I don't know, like if courage has a word, or courage wants to have a word, bravery, like it has to be that perfect sequence of him jumping in the ocean. It has to be that. And the entire sequence is something that my eyes has really soaked up in me. And I can always feel the joy and happiness whenever I will be remembering or seeing the movie again. So yes. And the third movie that I am dying to watch is the In the Hands of Dante. And like it had the premiere on 3rd of September, and since then I am waiting to see the exact date when it will launch. I was like, my heart was really dying to see it in this year itself, but God knows when it will come out. But definitely I will I will do anything to watch it on the big screen. And hopefully when it comes out, I will be able to share all the emotions and all the joy that I am pretty much a billion times sure that they are going to be out of the world for me personally. And let's hope I get to see this movie this year itself. Chapter 4, One White Wonka. The reason I decided to make the first podcast of my life about movies and cinema and art is because of the pure joy and happiness that I feel after watching certain characters and TV shows and the movies. And I remember the beautiful ride I went on to after watching TV shows like Money Heist or the the Boys. So it was really important for me to convey or share or make a story of all the emotions and joy and happiness I felt this particular year, because it for me personally it gives certain kind of satisfaction to bring out the story and make it is beautiful and is heartful is I have already felt after going those rides. And the two really greatest, I will say the best TV shows of the year for me are White Lotus and One Piece. And I don't know how to put it in words again. But first, let's talk about White Lotus, or I should say, let's not talk about White Lotus, because this show is the best show that I have watched in the year of my beautiful 26th year. And words, my feelings, my intellectual ability won't be able to justify how much love and joy and happiness and all kinds of emotions and the inspiration and everything I felt after watching the show. So I won't go on to describe because it is not possible. And the second show is One Piece latest season, which has released but I have not watched. Uh, I planned it to watch it in the last part of the year for some reasons, but I think I will be soon watching it, and I don't need to describe it how much it means for me to say that these two shows, the first White Lotus and the second One Piece, how much they mean to me at the current point of my life, how much joy and upliftment they have given to me. So I will just leave it to that, and they are the top two shows that I will recommend to anyone who ever try to watch anything of there. And and the name that I have given to the chapter, the one white Wonka, the third word that is from the Billy Wonka movie that I have not watched. I will share the story of choosing the word is because I think it is going to be the first movie I am going to watch in the month of November, and like I have very fond memories of watching the first movie of Willy Wonka, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So hopefully there will be good times, fingers crossed. But it these two shows deserved that kind of celebratory inclusion of the podcast. So I gave it a name as sweet as possible I could have. Chapter number 5, Cartoon World. TV shows of the year for me are Arcane, Wednesday, Dan Danadan. These beautiful shows are really some great piece of pure enjoyment and artistic representation of mankind, especially the beautiful story of Arcane, which came to an end this year. Even though it has just two seasons, it really conveyed meaning or the birth of hundreds of seasons of other TV shows. So I will definitely say that this year has been one of the year that I feel that I have been lucky to watch such kind of beautiful creation of art and cinema that I will be cherishing for the rest of my life. And my future selves should be in the envy of me, and they should feel that this year was the year that I should have been there to watch it again and again. The movies of the year for me are the Wild Robot, Neja second part and the first part too. Moana second part, Fantastic Mr. Fox from one of the really great and now most one of the most favorite director of all time for me, Wes Anderson. Hotel Transylvania's latest part, Kung Fu Panda's latest part, Despicable Me's second latest part. Two of the movies that I have watched this year have been really the peak cinema of animation. First one is Minecraft, which was absolutely going to be the most favorite movie of the year for me. It I had already decided in my mind like it is going to be the most awesome and amazing movie of animation. And even though characters are of the actual human, but it is one of those movies which have all the characters and qualities of a greatest cinema animation movies that have. And the second movie is K-pop, the Demon Hunters. The reason I feel surprised and shocked to be in so much of love with the movie is that I had no expectations or I had no knowledge of such kind of beautiful cinema which can be made in animation. Like it feels like a life story of an actual musical band, like in terms of the cultural impact of the cinema. of a country, or the modern age problems of people, or the love for the music of modern age. It all feels really really amazing in the movie. And one of the most Chapter number 6, Evergreen Present. One day I decided that I should start watching a TV show which has multiple seasons and fulfills the requirement of knowledge and entertainment simultaneously, and also saves me time to understand the new story and character developments each time I have to go through a new show. So, in my search, I faced two big problems. First was that most of the modern TV shows don't last more than 5 seasons, and the other one was that I have already watched most of the good shows. So the search came to an end when I decided that I should go with the friends which I was already acquainted of. I think most of us are. And now after watching the first season of it, I can proudly say that it was a really priceless decision to start watching it, and way more fruitful than I could have ever thought. And the other TV show that I will definitely say it aloud is Family Guy. I think I am really proud of the show, and more so I will say it alongside Friends is because I think it was the outcome of watching Friends web series first. In a way, like I can say that if I had not started watching that before, I could not have started to watch Family Guy. And their combo, like one after another, or watching them separately in different times of laser or other things. I think it is kind of a combo which I will definitely be giving to my future self, and it will be a really great and beautiful present. And their combination is like beer and snacks, like all time and evergreen. Like this year, whenever I am feeling low, or whenever I am feeling happy, or whenever I need motivation, inspiration, or like any kind of emotion, either they always do good, like they will make you more happier if you are happy, they will lift you up if you are feeling sad, or if you are feeling anxious, they will calm you down. So I think this founding that I have been able to find is really beautiful. It has already been so lovely the whole year, and like I am really excited to give it as a gift to my future self, and I am sure that he will enjoy as much as I have this year. Chapter number 7, All Signs in the Northeast Front. My most top 3 favorite shows of the year from the Northeast are Squid Game, Alice in Borderland, and Shogun. First, let's talk about Squid Game. I still remember the first time when I watched Squid Game. I was really at a very low point of my life, and this year, the third season, I feel like I was kind of unsatisfied in the middle of the show. I was expecting a kind of revolt that will be a memorable event and game changing for me, but it didn't happen. And also, there were times in the show when they could have really led the show to the disaster, but luckily it didn't happen. And in the end, it turned out to be a pretty good show. and also the inclusion of Kate Blanchett's cameo and the US stories arc was really fruitful to the show. And the second show I will definitely put my all hearts in will be Alice in Borderland, and I am watching the third season of it currently. I am in the middle of it, and I have really liked the inclusion of some of the new characters like Raizu and other characters. And with almost certainty I can say that no one could have made the show any better. And I remember the time when I was watching the second season of it, that I felt that this show is pretty good, like really great, but won't be part of the elite list of great great TV shows for all kind of generations and people. But when I finished the last episodes of the series of the second season, I was completely shocked. And like my eyes were really opened it the scenes of the last episode. Like I also feared in a way that they can ruin the third season if they don't put it at the same level is the other seasons or the first two seasons have been. But they have completely proven me wrong. And yeah, really hats off to the makers. And the third season, I can tell you with all my love is Shogun. It is not this year's release. It is old, 2 or 3 years, I guess. But since I have watched it this year, so I will put it in my this year's bucket. And I have to be completely honest that it is really one of the best show that I have watched. And the storytelling, direction, music, and the writing of beautiful lines and poems like Leafless Branch. I mean, it is a great representation of arts and culture of Japan, and the inclusion of Portuguese and British culture and their characters have been a great source of knowledge and learning to the audience. And I was lucky enough to watch it. Chapter 8, Anora in Oscar Cafe. To me, any movie which would have won the Oscar of the year would have been really special for me. But for Enora to win the best movie of the year and then Mickey Madison winning the best actress of the year, it really could not have been better. And I absolutely adored the movie, and the artistic approach, the cinematic experience it provided me while watching the movie, and the depth of characters and the depth of emotional display of characters by Mickey Madison and other cast members. I feel like it really is very well deserving the best movie of the year. And this special year of 26, I feel like there could not have been any better movies, and the character or actor of getting the Oscar of the year. First movie is Anora that I watched and felt really lucky and fortunate to be alive on the planet. And also I will have to share, because last year's Oscar winning movie Oppenheimer from one of my really most all-time best director Christopher Nolan. I didn't watch it. There can be various reasons like feeling the pressure of not knowing much about physics and chemistry, and like being really ashamed of not knowing that much, that to enjoy the movie. So I didn't watch it all in the past year. But this year I gave it my best shot, and watched it. So it is definitely this year's bucket list of Oscars. And there are other movies too from the family of Oscars, which I have really long history of relationship. Some of the best moments that I have enjoyed from cinema are the movies of Oscar winning list. So I can definitely say that. And the other two movies I will have to say I watched are Everything Everywhere All at Once. Definitely, really one of the most complex and interesting and intriguing movies about time and space, and the beautiful representation of this story and the cinematography of the movie and the characters, like everything about the movie is really awesome. The fourth movie of the year's bucket list is Lady Bird. It is really a long time waited movie of mine to be watched. I felt that I should have watched the movie 6 or 7 years ago already, but somehow I didn't. But yeah, like lucky to watch it this year. I feel it was worth the wait, and it absolutely delivered all those emotions and excitement, thrill, emotional and joyful ride that I was hoping to get after watching the movie. Chapter number 9, Golden Dome of Cinema. First, let's talk about the TV shows that I really enjoyed and loved watching this year. First one is Hacks. This is really one of the all-time favorites of mine, and I am feeling really happy and joyful to share that I watched the latest season of the show this year. Really great. Whenever I try to remember the memories of watching this show, something really bitty and knowledgeable comes out of it. Like a certain quote that I can remember is from Devra, who said, "All I have is now." Really great piece of performance and writing. A show that pushed me in difficult times of life to go forward and enjoy while going forward. So really glad that I watched the latest season this year. Second show I will say is You, and this year was the finale year of the show. I don't know how to put the level of excitement and thrill and enjoyment and all kinds of emotions I have felt throughout watching the You and the journey of Joe Goldberg. Like I will say, like, I didn't want to say it, but I have to say it because I feel that I don't like the ending of Joe Goldberg. I feel like he deserved an ending where he is sent to prison or being sent off out of this world by a person who is really naturally good. Like someone who is that faulty, like who could have killed his own mother, or who a person who lied about or at least hide about their father's massacre, killing of hundreds of people. Like I feel those kinds of people didn't, or I should say, like, they should not have been the person to send him to his ending. So I felt like, personally, like, maybe it can be because of the reason that I was personally attached to Joe Goldberg. The third show I will be talking about is The Bear, and oh boy, it was one of my long time dream of getting to see a TV show where I can enjoy the food making process and the banter of chefs and the knowledge they give. And this particular TV show has been the best TV show about food. And the interesting thing and more fascinating thing about the show is that it is not only about food. It like the relationships of the characters and the relationships of the characters to their families and all those things have been really amazing. So I will call it the one of the best shows ever and the best shows about the food. Hats off and really lucky that I watched it this year. The fourth show of the list is Alien Earth. Really one of the best show of the year. I don't know how to put it in words, but I never felt those kinds of goosebumps in a alien based movie or TV show. So I don't know like how they managed to make such kind of beautiful and horrible show and lovely and exciting thrilling show all at the same time. Like the characters of the show and the creation of aliens and the beautiful little scenes between aliens and the characters are really either terrifying at times or really beautiful at times. So yeah, really exciting. Like this is the first season of the show, and this much of enjoyment and thrills I have got from the first show itself. I mean, I will say
Movies,
that the
the
future is
most favorite movies
really
of the
bright
year.
for
I
me
admit
and for
that
the
the
show
most
itself.
great
So
movies
yeah,
of the
really
year I
great.
have watched already. Heads of State or the Jurassic World, the latest part of it I have watched, and I have absolutely enjoyed the beautiful cinema, the peak cinema of all kinds of movies of the year. But I have also given my absolute best to the movies that I have not watched in the past, but I was really keen on to watch them. And movies like Taxi Driver of Robert De Niro or the Warcraft movie of Jonah Hills. Like from the entire history of cinema, I have given my absolute best to watch it this year already. Like like movies like 300 Days of Summer. These movies, I think I would not have watched it on previous occasions, but I have given my resolution a new goal that I should finish all the great movies that I have not watched it already. So yeah, I have done that, and I will also include two of the greatest trilogies of the year that I have watched. First one is the Hangover trilogy, and I don't know how much words will justify, but it is really one of the greatest comedy movies series of all time, and like one of the series where I will enjoy it as much as I will enjoy watching the as I had enjoyed watching it for the first time. And the characters of the series like Lee like becoming a personal favorite character. Like it they like the character which will really inspire me to create my own characters in the stories that I will be writing for my personal satisfaction. And the other trilogy of movie is the Ocean trilogy of Brad Pitt. And I mean, I feel a kind of FOMO of not watching them in the times when they were actually released. And but yeah, anyway, I feel like I have accomplished the goal of watching the real peak of cinema. And this year has really been a year where I can proudly say that the most fruitful and enjoyable and glorious year of watching movies and accomplishing the goal of watching the movies which I could have watched already. And with this, I think this should be the year that I will always call the year of great cinema. Chapter 10, Indie Cinema. The most favorite movie of Indian cinema of the year are the top 5 movies that I am going to share with you. Number 1 is Marco, the one of the most favorite movie of mine this year, and the character, the beautiful and rebellious character of Marco, I will absolutely adore it for rest of my life, and the future sequels of the movie, like those will be the movies that I will be really rooting for in my future. So yeah, and the second movie is Rangasthalam. Again, really fortunate to watch it this year, even though it is 8 or 9 years old. But I feel really grateful that I chose, or the time chose this year to be the year that I watched that movie. And really amazing people in the movie, and the characters and the music and the story arc, especially how it conveyed the message all around, and the beautiful cinematography and the everything about it is just pure love. And I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much. Chapter 10, Indie Cinema. The most favorite movie of Indian cinema of the year are the top 5 movies that I am going to share with you. Number 1 is Marco, the one of the most favorite movie of mine this year, and the character, the beautiful and rebellious character of Marco, I will absolutely adore it for rest of my life. And the future sequels of the movie, like those will be the movies that I will be really rooting for in my future. So yeah, and the second movie is Rangasthalam. Again, really fortunate to watch it this year, even though it is 8 or 9 years old. But I feel really grateful that I chose, or the time chose this year to be the year that I watched that movie. And really amazing people in the movie, and the characters and the music and the story arc, especially how it conveyed the message all around, and the beautiful cinematography and the everything about it is just pure love. And I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed this year, especially in the past I would not have been able to do that. And so yeah, absolutely the greatest, one of the greatest movie of all time for me now. Third movie is Bor, second part, and I watched it on the Takuma Yom's celebration day, and it really, no, I didn't watch it on Takuma Yom's celebration day. I think I watched it on Janmashtami, and if I'm not wrong, it is of 60th. Anyway, like I feel like it was the apt movie for the festival, even though the characters of the movies and the expectations of the movies were something that I was not really hoping to be that great, is much as it turned out in the actual scenario. But yeah, and like in terms of experience and joy and happiness, I can proudly say that it was really one of the best movie of the year. And the fourth movie of the year is Bhool Bhulaiya 3. And I don't know how to put it in words, like how much joy and pure sense of thrills and laughs I got after watching the movie. And it was kind of pure magical cinema that you can expect from a good movie. And especially after there were characters or people whom I really love were also there, so it made it extra special for me. And a all-time favorite movie. So yeah, and fifth one is also a movie where I won't be able to give a proper details of how much love I felt during the experience of watching the movie. And still I will have to say it, and the movie is Pushpa 2, the great sequel of the original movie. And like the entire movie I can feel that goosebumps and the heart bouncing in joy while watching the movie. And certainly a missed opportunity for not watching it on big screen. It could have been one of the movies, but still I got all the feelings and enjoyments watching it at home. So no regrets, just pure love and appreciation of the beautiful cinema. So these are the five movies of indie cinema that are my all-time favorite now. And I was passionate and sorry, greedy. That's all for my first ever podcast. I hope it was worth of your time. And most importantly, I hope that I have made it worthy of the love of my future self. Even though I have given my absolute best to tell the story, but no matter how hard you try, there will always be things that are really close to your heart and are left unsaid. And the only message that I would like to give you, my future self, is that just enjoy it with full of your heart. And I hope it inspires you to tell more beautiful stories of your life in more better and greater way. Till then, gracias, merci, arigato, grazia, danke, gamsayo, obrigado, spasibo, xie xie, toda.